Welcome to Cage Full Throttle, sponsored by Cecil's Rent-A-Rookie and produced by Orange Race Media. Here's your host for the evening, Ed Fahey.
Good evening, Bayern Racing fans, and welcome to episode 49 of Cage Full Throttle. I'm Ed Fahey. We're still in lockdown, but there is glimmers of light at the end of the tunnel, so should be an interesting conversation for this evening. But before we go any further, let's meet our panellists. He's getting his flags out of storage for some strange reason. His overalls are orange, his boots are cleaned, his hat is nice and shiny. It's James Keane.
Good evening, Ed. Good evening to everyone listening. I hope you're all doing well in this lockdown, in this hot weather. As a ginger myself, I'm personally melting, but good to be back.
He's the founder, the beloved leader of Caged. He's also made a habit of winning virtual races. For some reason, it seems to be all-comers race 2. It's Matt Josey.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Ed. I wouldn't say I win many online races, only the one. So, but anyway, I'm glad that I'm your beloved leader. But yeah, it's great to be back on this boiling hot night.
It is boiling hot, and we have a special guest panelist for this evening. We had North Bayerns the last time, so only fair to bring our other nice and friendly rival, if you want to call them that, Bayern Racing page, the man behind Totally Trashed. It's Brett Gedney.
Good evening, guys. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're happy at home and the nice and warm.
Yeah, warm's a bit of an understatement there, but I think the old humidity level has gone very high. But let's get on with it. Normally this time of the year we'd be saying, right, well, we know who has their place booked for the Ipswich World Final, who's won this title, who's won that title. But unfortunately, the only racing we've seen so far this year, after March anyway, was practice days. It's all quiet, really. We're still under a lot of restrictions. There are glimmers of light at the end of the tunnel. There's been a few meetings announced. There's been behind closed doors meetings announced that you can watch online. So what do you think is going to happen next? Matt, you seem to have your finger on the pulse. Now we're all itching to get racing, but you've literally scratched yourself a big hole in your arm waiting for this, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've missed racing massively. It is coming back now, albeit behind closed doors. There's a hell of a lot to think about. Obviously, I don't want to go into it too much because we're going to discuss it in a bit later on, but we got plenty of behind closed doors meetings that have been announced, even one that's going to be streamed live on Speed of TV. So, yeah, there's plenty going on, plus, of course, of the usual practice days, which have been a huge success at Aldershot and Kings Lynn, respectively. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to.
Well, that's the main thing. James, I know you're more involved with it from a marshalling perspective. Like, I'm sure you've been already briefed and asked what's going to happen. So, are you as enthusiastic that we're going to get much racing at all? It's just literally a case to take whatever comes.
Well, I think it's a bit of both, but you can see things are starting to come back up again with behind closed doors meeting. That's obviously the first step to getting spectators back. I mean, the practice sessions we've had so far, and especially the ones at Aldershot and Lynn, very well subscribed. A lot of drivers there, a lot of mechanics there. Everyone took the rules seriously. Did what they needed to do to show that as a sport we're able to cope with the rules. I mean, having to adapt to health and safety rules is something that we're quite good at in our sport. But I think that's the first step to allowing spectators back. It'll then probably become limited amounts of spectators available via ticketed means. Certain tracks it makes it easier to do that than at others. Obviously, for example, at Aldershot you've got two separate entrances that you could use to separate mechanics and spectators. But it's the first step to being able to run racing again, and I'm enthusiastic that hopefully from here, as long as things don't get worse again, then it should be part of the road to getting back to normal.
Yeah, no, that's a good point you raised there about the ticketing only system. I remember the very last Bayern meeting at Wimbledon was 2018. They had that as ticket only, and then the year before that, they said they thought at the time, the 2017 Wimbledon BWS, the queue went all the way across the pit lane. It's the only time in my life I've ever been to a Bayern meeting and not walked around the pits. I was that keen to get in. But Brett, you have your finger on the pulse as well from people commenting and posting on Facebook and that. Do you reckon we're going to see any racing at all this year, or it's just literally take what comes and be grateful for it?
Pretty much, yeah. Just take what comes. Obviously, Swaffham, they've got their first date on next month. Be it being a speed weekend, they've got their most common formulas. It's one of them £80 to wait for the whole weekend. The track's doing what they're doing. They're doing what they can to keep running, and if that's what they got to do, that's what they got to do. They're keeping the drivers happy and they're keeping the money income. So yeah, I can't really grumble what's going on at the minute.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Good comment. And of course, the advantages of online stuff. It's not really the shaky Facebook Live footage anymore. Particularly with all the show, we're going to have Speedworth TV there, and that's basically professional. You can watch that on your normal television, and it would look good. Well, Matt, you were saying before you're a fan and you're not a fan of Speedworth TV, but do you think this is going to be beneficial for people who can't make it or can't even get in?
No, I would say it's brilliant. I'm now subscribed to Speedworth TV, and honestly, their service is, I'd say, absolutely brilliant, spot on. If I think it's £12 a month now. They've been doing a few, 1 week trials, but overall, honestly, I couldn't recommend it enough. I know there were a few people that were intrigued to turn that off first, but I can, if anyone is listening and they're not sure if to get it or not, I highly recommend it, not just for this stream, but in general. They're always, and this is kind of a plug for them really, but there's so much content on there. Of course, you've got all their, more up-to-date racing meetings that they've been going to before the lockdown. They've got special chats going on, interviews. There's even classic race meetings on there from the last 5 to 10 years.
You got a sponsorship detail? Have you got a sponsorship deal you haven't told us about, Matt? This is
no. I can confirm. I'm just bragging because it's about time. Obviously, we are going off subject now, but whilst I love my banger DVDs and I'm still going to buy them, going online is brilliant. But anyway, yes, we're going to get on to the main point.
Oh my God, all these banger DVDs, they don't be screaming and roaring 3 hours after the meeting's over. Do they want to see it on YouTube? You okay, Matt? You okay, hon?
Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about the live stream coming up. Yes, it's going to be brilliant. They've done the testing, obviously, at last week's practice at Aldershot. I believe they might be doing a meeting as well at Ipswich behind closed doors. But yes, I 100% recommend it for the live stream.
Something away from Speedworth TV, they're doing the same thing. Saturday night, 8:00, Impact videos on YouTube. They've been doing very good meeting recaps, whole meetings on live. I'll tell you what, that has been brilliant. Watching some old Lynn meetings, and Saturday night, that's all I've been doing.
Oh, that's fair enough. You could be doing an awful lot worse things on Saturday night, shall we say? But
Exactly.
Then about Speedworth TV, one of our cage crew, Don Brock, is heavily involved with it, and he's doing very well over it, and he's always looking for ideas off us. He's also looking for input off us. Like some of the interviews he's done, some of the questions have been sourced from the cage crew, should we say? But it's just the way it is. Although a lot of people thought Netflix was rubbish and it came along first, but look at it now. I mean, you can watch every season of certain well-known stuff. You can watch everything, even their own exclusive stuff. You can watch it. So I mean, if you don't have a big, massive library of Martin Hunt videos sitting down, that's probably the best way to watch any Speedworth activity from the last 10 years, really.
Could you imagine, right, if you had like DT Videos, Impact, AP all together doing a massive Netflix sort of channel with every meeting they've done? That'd be mega. It'd be the dream come true. I know DVDs are great, but imagine how cool that would be.
No, I think it's only a pipe dream because, as we've seen, the amount of people to be given out looking for, there's people that have video. Like, I know, when you're doing a professional style video, it's not like just filming with your camera. You have the proper camera. You have to sit down afterwards. You have to edit the footage. It's like maybe the photographs. It doesn't just appear instantly. You have to sit down and edit it, make sure it's right and all that. And that's the problem nowadays. People want everything now. They don't want it next week. They want it now. Like, remember, I don't keep saying
any photos.
Exactly. And this is it. I mean, remember, I know I don't like saying it, but back 20 odd years ago, there was fair enough, there was internet, but there was no YouTube, there was no streaming services. Like, this was all a massive pipe dream in the future. If you wanted to see something, you had to wait for the magazine to come out. That could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks away. Whereas now everybody wants everything now. There's no next week, there's no tomorrow evening, no Friday. They just want it right now. So I think it's a shame, really, because you have to wait for the quality. Stuff just doesn't appear instantly either, unless it's some really shaky footage, which is usually the one that gets 500,000 hits on YouTube compared to the properly put together one, which appeared 48 hours later, but it appeared after the one that's getting all the attention. Sorry, Matt, you're saying?
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. Whenever, because obviously I'm on the middle at Ringwood Cheetahs and Stan Lake. Even though I've got the edge of being on the middle, I still feel that rush to sort of upload the content first. Like even when I got my new camera, which has got built-in Wi-Fi so you can catch your phone, I just quickly upload the fresh car photos and action shots as quick as I can, just to sort of beat the rush, if you like. But yeah, it's competitive out there. Trying to get your stuff out there first.
Well, that's the main thing. I mean, if you look at a caged page during a race meeting, we always do endeavour to get us. I'm sure Brett does as well. But I mean, it's just people just want everything now. You've no patience anymore. So I think maybe a bit of patience for the better stuff is definitely what we have in mind. But we were talking about Stansted a few minutes ago. Of course, we'll give a very special mention. The micro bangers, our very own Steve Anscombe and his son Jack are booked in. We were discussing this earlier on. I think Matt, you were fairly excited about it. Any predictions for this? Or it's just got, we're not going to run them down and say it's just another race meeting. The fact that it's a race meeting now in these times is to be appreciated. But is there any particular look forward? It's only really the micro bangers is the only contact formula to have their own like dirt rods and that, which is kind of outside of our remit. But there's 89 micro bangers booked in, so obviously people really want to go racing. What do you think, Matt?
Yeah, obviously there is a desperate need to go race, right? Because obviously no spectators allowed. But this is the one meeting that's behind closed doors that could be very, very good that people sadly can't see. Obviously, we've got our camera lady, Steph will be there taking photos for us, so that content will be there. And I believe Barry Eaton videos will be making a DVD of the meeting, which is good.
Oh,
but I think I saw that somewhere. But generally, a micro banger meeting with that many cars, it could be quite savage, but who knows? It's an interesting one.
I do feel sorry for the people that aren't going to see it because looking at the list now, like you've got your locals, Maisie Clark, 28 Mac Bell, and then you look further down the list, 43 Luke Maynard, Bears driver, 43 Nicky Bishop as well, 61 Barrel old PRI driver. Then, as you said, Jack Anscombe, Kieran Harmer, a very, very good aftermath driver, up and coming, like very good crasher. Oddie Gamble, Shady Goff. I've got a feeling this is going to be a very well crashy meeting.
Chatty Manton as well, so Muttley's not the only there. So Kieran Fry's booked in. It does look like a really good list. I'm glad that it is going to be at least on record and filmed because Steph was saying how she reads she's got a feeling this one could be a bit action packed, which we were saying behind closed doors. Will the action live up to expectations? Because how jammy is she? Pardon the pun, because she's Mad Jam Photography. But how lucky is she to be there on that day when there's probably going to be around 90 micro national bangers there? You're going to be very privileged to be there.
We say the same with any formula. If there's loads of them, they're great. So I don't think it really matters. It's going to be good anyway. I think, as we frequently discuss on the Cage Virtual Series, a lot of the guys are just itching to get out there. So this is a massive itch that needs a big, massive scratch. So hopefully this will kind of be the Kickstarter for the season. But obviously, you can't help but not look at the news, what's going on, and reports and all that. So it could be a case of, unfortunately, the coronavirus could return. Now, of course, I'm not being all... what's the word? Nostradamus here. It could happen, it could not happen. We don't know yet. Nobody knows. So, I mean, the fact that we've meetings on is to be appreciated. But another meeting that's coming up, again with a live stream, is Aldershot. Now, it'll be right in saying, guys, this is more of a BWS spin because it's proper unlimited out there, isn't there?
Well, yeah, as well. So there's going to be Speedway 1600 domestic bangers, which have got one of their best booking ins that we've seen for a long time, actually, especially at Aldershot, and of course National Limited bangers. I wouldn't say it's a BWS because nothing's been said about points yet, although you can't rule anything in or out. Maybe there will be some sort of points on it. But it's good. It's good that it's a decent booking in size, especially for a national banger meeting that is a more domestic meeting for Aldershot, if you know what I mean, in terms of just being there. It's more people booked in. They were booked in for the Southern Open last year, so the year before last. Yeah. So I think it could be pretty good, especially drivers knowing them on Speedway TV. I think they know that they're going to be able to entertain. So yeah, hopefully it should be pretty good.
It could go one of two ways, because if I was a driver and I've been sat in lockdown building cars, I'd get pretty sick of looking at them. So you could have the few drivers that want to go out there and finish them off, get them out of the way. But then, like you say, if Speedway put points on this, points, that could change the whole day. People could want to go there and get as many points they want if Speedway do what they intend to do in the future.
Yeah, actually, sorry, Matt, just to quickly say that is a good point, actually, you make there, Brett, because non-world qualifying round unlimited banger meetings that have been held at especially the Speedway sales tracks last year did tend to become not have as many cars as BWS, but then ended up being quite ruddy. I remember there being a National Banger taxi meeting the year before last, and 3 cars turned up and didn't want to hit each other. They were just doing it for qualifying points. So maybe this is best not to have points. Just say go out there and entertain the people watching on the live stream.
That's what I was going to say. As Brett said, it could go either way. Do I personally think it would be a wreck fest? Probably not. It could be. Who knows? Do I think there'll be any fresh material there? I doubt it, but who knows? But I mean, to be honest, I'm subscribed, so obviously I'm going to watch it anyway. I'm quite happy to sit there, with my cup of chobe and some biscuits and just watch it, in HD quality coverage as well. So it should be. It should be pretty good.
Are you sure you haven't been paid?
No, I can confirm I've not been paid. I just really like it. It was an idea that when it first came out, I thought, I don't know, but do you know what? I'll give it to them. Spirit of TV is really good, and I think it can only get better with their partnerships. But with the partnerships they got with, Dates videos, Martin Hunt videos, all the content's there.
I'm a part-time Speedworth employee, and I'm less gushing about it than you. This is amazing.
Yeah, well, I just love it.
There's one thing we haven't mentioned there. This is one of the few times that the drivers have to pay to race. Now, am I right in saying it's a reasonable amount of money rather than £5 or £10?
£100, including
£100. Good VAT.
Yeah, well, including VAT and also including your one mechanics as well. But you would have got that anyway on your license if it was a mechanics license.
I don't. I'm going to put my 10p in and say I don't have a problem with it. I know it could be quite controversial. A lot of people have obviously gone up in arms and oval chat, as you'd expect. But at the end of the day, no matter how big or small the promoter is, independent or large, a lot of money has been lost. And this is the thing to drivers. Yes, it is that I was trying to put on the show. It is a lot of money, but if it helps in any way, any promotion, then the higher racing fees. It's up to the drivers, isn't it? It's up to them. It's their money. It's just a case of if you don't want to do it, then just wait until the spectators get back and the prices will be what they were before. So, but I'm all for it.
Speedworth meetings do cost quite a lot more money than people think to put on. I think they also probably got more cars booking than they expected. So, currently standing at 83 cars, although some drivers are there twice. I don't know if they have to pay twice if they're in both formulas. Jordan Cummings, for example, is racing in both categories. It is a lot of money for that many, and especially that many cars in. But they probably didn't know how many were going to be booked in at the time.
No,
I don't know. I think the sheer fact that there was racing, that would have been enough for some people. But I just hope in some ways that, I know a lot of people have experienced, including myself, serious salary cuts during this. Well, we have to do it because of this situation. What would concern me is when we go back racing again, normally, when things start back to normal, whenever that is going to happen, that the paying to race thing might stay, because they've realised that obviously it's a business at the end of the day for most promoters. They have to make a few quid out of it to put a roof over their heads or put food on the table. But I just hope that this whole paying to race thing doesn't stay after all this coronavirus thing is over, because fair enough, the old adage, the promoter, greedy promoter, it does exist. Obviously, they're going to make money any way they can, but if people are happy to pay to race, we don't know. So hopefully this it doesn't stay.
Yeah, I personally can't. I personally can't see it staying. They know where the limit is with day licenses. That if they wanted people to pay to race normally in the past, they wouldn't have had normal promotion licenses. And I think they know that in the long term it would be too damaging. I can't see it happening. It might be that maybe the pay to race fee is still more than usual if there's limited spectator numbers back. But they'll have a figure. They'll have a figure in their mind that they know that it costs to run the tracks, and they need to do whatever they can to make sure they hit that figure. And after that, I think every promoter knows how detrimental it'll be to themselves to keep it up for too long after. I can't see. I think those worries are a bit unfounded, to be honest. There's nothing suggesting that'll be the case.
So,
well, the other thing, look. Sorry, Brett, go ahead.
I've just seen a comment. Jake John Arister's comment on the stream saying, "Good to see you keeping positive about it, lads. But I think there would be stiffer portions in my search history than that meeting." Now, is he talking about Patches, Jag? Because I think him attending that meeting could change that meeting. That could be a very good meeting if he attends. So, Jake, if you've got any input, like one of them Jag coots would be lovely round Aldershot.
He's not Well, you see, it could just be a way to raise income because, I mean, how much is it to get into all shows? Is it 10 quid? Is it 15 quid?
15.
Yeah, it's 15, 15 and it can go up to 18 for special occasions.
So you could say that this is a very special occasion, so it's basically equivalent of 5 people come through the gate. And it's not, if you look in the bigger picture things, you have to calculate, it's not that many people. So let's see. But anyway, we'll move on. Matt Josey's favourite track, Ringwood Cheetahs. We're meant to be having a B2B meeting. Matt, I know you're beside yourself to tell us about it. Go on ahead.
Oh, no, not... Sorry. You got that slightly wrong.
Right.
No, it's...
That's
you're getting confused. Yeah, right. So there's 2 tracks, Ringwood Raceway and Ringwood Cheetahs. The Raceway is obviously the massive one that everyone knows. So Ringwood Raceway are going to be doing a back-to-basic meeting Saturday 11th of July. And you guessed it, behind closed doors. There's a big list of around 70 drivers booked in for this one. I am fortunate enough to be going to this, to take photos on the infield, so I'm very lucky in that case. A bit like Steph at Stansted, but should be all right. Start time has not been confirmed yet by the Robinsons, so I presume it'd be the usual 6 o'clock start time. There's some interesting names on the list. You've got 29 Ian Frampton, you've got Back to Basic regular 24 Matthew Malone. Let's have a look. We got one of the entertainers at the Caged Open national meeting at Stanlake last year, 25 George Loveridge, 246 National Banger Man. Aston Burt is on there, so that's very interesting to see. Who else we got? Oh, Gary Baker's on there, 470, who's been helping us with the Cage Roll Series stream, so he's racing as well. Kevin Chandler in 704. Joey Reynolds is going to be out there. He's bound to win a race, isn't he, Mr. Colgate? But yeah, there's quite a few cars booked in for that one. I don't believe there's any support formulas. And just like Speedruff TV, this will be live on the speedruffraceway.co.uk website. It is, I think I saw it was about $5.99. That's just the one-off payment for that meeting. I've no idea what that sort of coverage would be like. I don't know who's doing it, but hopefully it's good coverage, because, again, it's one of those meetings that could be quite decent action-wise if they all turn up. So it could be very good. But, yeah, also just quickly, I was going to mention as well, Stan Lake Arena have done a practice session in the last week, and they're going to be doing one at the start of July. And there is a slight possibility, and I use the word slight, there could be a actual race meeting, not behind closed doors. That is all permitted on many things. That is all just a possibility that Matt Hook has put on the Stan Lake Arena Facebook group in the last 2 days, I think it was. Could be very interesting. Obviously, it depends on where we are in the coronavirus pandemic, and also it depends on what limit they might have. And it could well be a ticket-only meeting. Having spoken to Matt in the last day, that might be the way they might have to go. So pre-book ticket only. And you've got to look at meetings like our National Banger Caged Open meeting at the end of the year. That drew a massive spectator crowd last year, and that could well, if it does go ahead this year, that's almost certainly going to be a ticket-only event. So if you're interested in coming to that, obviously you've got to keep checking our social media feeds, because that one could be very interesting if it does go ahead. But yeah, Ringwood Raceway, 11th of July, back to basics, could be good.
Well, let's hope so. There's the fact that it's racing as well. You know, we never thought we'd say, getting excited over back to basics. Now, of course, it's racing. We need to support it. But I think the wheels are starting to turn now, hopefully. But we're moving on again. Of course, Cage, we've been heavily involved in racing since the middle of April, which is quite scary, with the Cage Virtual Series now as the self-appointed voice of the series. I say it's been fantastic. Like, some of the racing's been as good, if not better, than the real thing. Although, nothing beats the real thing, but we'll get bloody close. And don't forget now, the 3 panellists this evening have all been battered and bruised. What's the word you want here? Entrance to the series. Would that be the right word?
Well,
I don't know, is it?
I think we should start off saying that after 5 rounds, I'm officially 1 point better than Matt, and I think that deserves to be said.
Oh yeah, I mean, James Keane is by far the finest cage driver in the series. He won All Comers Race 2 at the Pre-70 event. Take that, Matt.
Yeah, but come on, I done well in last week's final. I was winning the final last week.
I finished 3rd. You didn't finish.
Yeah, I was just on the word "was," Matt. obviously the money that myself and Jordan have been paying drivers, which it can be measured in pence to take you out. I mean, it's been money well spent.
I do believe Dippy handed you the money back though and offered to do it for free.
He did.
He did. Dippy also went Roddy last week and took a win as well. So having a Northern Bangers winner at a cage meeting. So I don't think you've won one of our races yet, Brett. So that's your next game now. You've got to get them totally trashed to be on the.
I won heat. I won a heat at Mildenhall. I remember that. I did win a heat at Mildenhall.
Yeah, but not all comers too.
No, not all comers too.
Oh, I tell a lie. Yeah, I just had a look at the fight chart. Yeah, you did win Heat 3. So yeah, there you go. Right, I stand corrected.
So yeah, do you prefer the shale or do you prefer tarmac, Brett? Or is it a case of whoever's racing?
Same in real life, shale all the way. Tarmac's for getting there.
Ooh, controversial statement there now, but okay, we'll go with that. The next cage meeting, we'll just brush on this very briefly because we seem to be talking too much about it lately. Because now that we've time to talk about the real thing that's happening, maybe give a little less emphasis on the virtual side of it and more emphasis on the real side of it. But we've 2 more big meetings coming up on July the 3rd, which is Friday. We've the Saint Day Blockbuster, and then 2 weeks after that, probably the ultimate banger racing meeting ever to be staged in the virtual world. And that we've caged versus Northern Bangers versus Totally Trashed. So, Brett, as the lone representative of Totally Trashed, have you any predictions for the evening? Because you've picked a very fine team. Now, obviously, keep your team quiet for now. The teams will be revealed a little bit closer to the time. But do you feel that your bunch of mercenaries are up to the task?
Well, if I said I chose the team members on trying to win, do you know what I mean? I'd be. It's very truthful. I've got a few very good crashes, and I've got 3 drivers that I dare say would be the fastest on that server. So, but if all goes pear-shaped, then the machinery that I've chosen, I've painted for all the drivers will be well up for a crash. So if it ain't winning, then it's putting on a show.
It's worth mentioning that this meeting is entitled the Weber Crash,
yes.
Which is a solid name for it. And it's going to be at Ipswich, isn't it? Yeah, so it should be... Yeah. Quite a good meeting. I think if there's one good thing about this lockdown, it's about this opportunity to have this massive social media race meeting war, which a lot of people I think would be interested to see. I reckon it could be the best one yet in terms of people watching, could just see who's winning and who's taking the big.
Yeah, I think it definitely will be. Should also be worth saying as well, we do actually also have £10 at the moment, sponsored by Orange Race Media, which is the production arm of Cage, producing this podcast. That's £10 that go to the winning team to go to charity. So anyone else out there that wants to sponsor a prize, whether it be to go on the winning team or the entertainer or the winner of the final to be donated to charity, get in touch with us and we'll make sure you get your shout outs throughout the race, and make sure that we post your logos and whatever to go with it. So all for a good cause to go with it as well. So that should be good. I mean, our first Caged Open got 40 quid going to charity. I know it's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's every little helps, as they say.
I've just realised as well. Sorry guys, the captain of the Cage team and the captain of the Totally Trash team are here right now. So you just have 2 minutes to trash talk the crap out of each other. Go.
Did we vote on this, Matt? Are you captain?
I don't know.
Oh, he is.
Am I captain?
He's the glorious leader of Cage. So he wears the captain's armband.
Okay, we've got more likes. I don't know. We've got more Facebook likes. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what to say.
Well, I can say this one, Matt. You was good round Mildenhall, but you seem to have kept it more on the tarmac and then gone to the shale. Maybe this meeting you can keep to on the tarmac.
I'm going to go wrecking in this one, young boy. I'm going
wrecking or leaning.
Yeah, I'm going big and hard in this one. Yeah, I'm going wrecking. No, I'm going wrecking. I'm not racing around because let's face it, I can't win for the life of me, so I might as well go crashing.
I'll only be there to put the length in, the whole length.
Oh, Matt, come on, you're on the ropes now, Sol. Come back, boy.
I'm not very good at this. I've never even. It's like doing a rap battle, isn't it? But I can't.
No, it's not.
I can't come back.
Ropes now. You
are going to get totally trashed or thrashed.
Whoa, there's a comeback. Now, Brett has the idea of comeback here. Is he going to think of it?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose just get ready for a occasion.
But yeah, you should have said back, you're going to get caged. So obviously that's been the worst trash talking session ever.
Yeah,
remember a while back we had the two. We had the Northern and Southern Army generals together.
Yeah, Eddie,
I know I've got a bit of a pass with my keyboard, but I've grown up now. I like to keep my talking to the track.
Ed, if you're going to do this again, can you at least give us a chance to rehearse that? Because that didn't go as well as I thought.
I like to be spontaneous and put people on the spot, you know? I mean, that's all part of being media. Yeah, you have to be ready for every eventuality.
I'd like to. So before we move on too quickly, I'd like to quickly say, we've had some good meetings, obviously, on round 6 next, which is the St. Day Blockbuster. That's going to be a really tight track. It's egg-shaped, and it's going to probably cause loads of track blockages. But we've had, since we've last on air for this podcast, I don't know if we've had Wimbledon as the last podcast, probably have. We've definitely done Ringwood, Swaffham and Mildenhall. What was your favourite? I'd say Ringwood. I thought that was just a cracking meeting, both racing and especially the wrecking side of things. There were some monstrous hits that night.
I think Ringwood was my favourite purely for putting Steve over the fence in my Mark II limo.
Yeah, that was some burial you took at the hands of Kieran McIver though. I think myself and Jordan nearly had hernias because he literally stood you on your nose.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my favourite was probably the first one because it was just sort of the hype around getting to there and doing that live broadcast. So yeah, I think my favourite would have been the first one just for that. In terms of racing now, probably the Wimbledon meeting, but then I'm probably just being biased because I actually won a race in that one.
Yeah, you probably are. Swaffham was brilliant, apart from the fact I had a useless cut that kept dying really easily. So, yeah, it was a mixed night for me, that one. Mildenhall, I didn't enjoy as much as I thought it would do. Maybe it just wasn't, because obviously it's show. You're going more sideways than you're, racing around fast. But I don't know.
You're picking up black crosses like we're going out of fashion at Mildenhall.
Yeah, I did break a few rules and I apologised and I got my slap on the wrist from an angry James Keane.
Yeah, I threatened to load.
Yeah, I think Matt's been. Yeah, I think Matt's been reading the big book of racing driver excuses again. Unfortunately, he reads that every race night as well. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. It was just, you say the old saying about workmen and tills. And any final comments, then, Matt? You're just gonna take it, like you do most of the time in the DD. Just sat there like a.
I just take it. I don't give it. I just take it.
Now that saying could be used in different ways, but
I know. I was waiting for that, but
okay, we're past the watershed. You can say what we like, really. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. Anyway, we've gone back to our special guest panelister team, Brett Gedney. Now, Brett is behind Totally Trash 2. It's basically another banger website, banger Instagram account, banger Facebook page. Brett, you've been involved in racing your whole life, pretty much. Haven't you? Your dad's raced. I know your mum's involved in racing as well. So, can you tell us really where did it all start for you?
First of a meeting, really. Well, I say my first meeting before I was born. My due date, Mum went to Swaffham, and she vowed the person to win the final or best wrecker, I think it was, I'd get named after. Luckily, it wasn't Annette Nichols, but Brett Gedney that night. So, named after him. 2 weeks later, after I was born, I was back to Swaffham, and then following my dad around the country, basically in my pram.
That's proper interesting. I did not know you were named after Bad Boy.
Yeah, that's mental.
Obviously, look past the name on now. I've moved to Babyface purely for looking like a 13-year-old. I'm 20. But Bad Boy Brett, always rated him when I grew up, and then Mum told me, he's named after him. So
yes. Well, like you were saying, you could have an awful lot worse name. There's so many various names in banger race, isn't there? But like a lot of pages, it's come from somewhere. So obviously you're big into racing. You're taking photographs. You actually do race as well, which is unusual. A lot of people involved in the media side of things, so you know what it's like. You know what it's like to take a good hit. You know what it's like to receive one. But how did Totally Trash come about?
It was Ringwood. Is it UK Open? 2016. I just bought my dad bought me a new phone. I thought, the camera's pretty good on this, so just going around the pits, taking a few hundred photos, and I thought, when I got back, wow, people are enjoying the photos, so I'll stick them on a page. Obviously, first of mine, my fan favourite, Trashed webzine, brought up with it. Obviously, I know the person who wrote it, and I thought, something along them lines, and then Totally Trashed. Bought a new camera. started going to more meetings, taking more photos. It slowly started picking up. Got to 2,000 likes within a few years. Took Ben on, took Kyle, and the rest is history, really.
That's good, because Cage is kind of the southern side of it. Northern Bangor's obviously northern, so you're kind of the East Anglian side of it. So obviously, you have 2 very good tracks, 3 very good tracks, pretty much on your doorstep. So you pick it, like say, okay, we'll forget about coronavirus for a minute. What's your favourite track to go to in East Anglia?
That is quite hard, to be fair. Kings Lynn, forever be my home track. Unlimited meetings, 2 litre meetings, micro banger meetings, whatever they hold banger wise, it's always very well prescribed. They've got the drivers, I can't really pick anything with the promotions. At the entertainer series they started doing in the recent years, it's really brought the tin in. It's brought the drivers with a good attitude. The Salter boys go there every meeting, so that's saying something with how far they travel. So yeah, I think Kings Lynn, my favourite.
That's good. So we'll move on to what you've one of the reasons you're here. Well, the main reason you're here tonight, actually, talk about Mega Crash. Or what's it? It's been running something else now, but this is all your idea. Basically, bring all the websites together. Like Mega Crash hasn't happened for 20 years, pretty much. I think it was 2000 to 2001. So obviously you would have been slightly younger then. But what gave you the idea to kind of resurrect the meeting format? Obviously there's plenty of websites out there, plenty of pages and that. But what gave you the push? Was it your own idea, or did several people say, "Here, give that a go"?
It started when my dad said to me, we were talking about him racing again. He said, "No, I've had enough. But if they done an old boys meeting, there was an unders car you could throw together." He said he might do it. So I got home, started thinking, what would bring the drivers in? What bring the older boys in? Also newer boys that ain't going to be too hard to get. So I was looking back through memories and I thought, the team meeting, that'd be very good. They're always crashy. Looking through photos, and Dad's done every Mega Crash meeting from when it started at Swaffham. I believe he was one at Northampton, but he's done the Stanlake one as well. And I remember he said he had a Capri at every one of them. So I started talking to my mate Ben, who runs Totally Trash with me. He said, "Yeah, put a poster if you get the interest. Like the promoters can't say no." So I went through Stansted, Swaffham, Scunthorpe, and Stanlake. My heart was really set on Stanlake because, be it 2021, the last one was 20 years ago, so it would have been the 20-year anniversary of it. We got the interest, we got the list, we got the teams, and then they said yeah, so we got a date for it. And then it really seemed to kick off after that when we got a track. More teams booking in, more drivers getting interest, people sharing the post, and there was more than 200 comments on it tagging people. Like, we got to go, get a team together. Someone tagging old drivers saying, "Why don't you have a go?"
Sorry for butting in, but obviously with the Mega Crash idea, so you posted that before Stanlake was announced. I was, keen on trying to push this at Stanlake, so I messaged obviously the Hooks, and they were keen on the idea because obviously Stanlake, I think, is a great track for bangers on a good day, and I think a bit like the Caged Open, it could be another great meeting to bring there. So obviously it's going to be, I can imagine it being one of the best meetings of the year if obviously all the teams turn up. Obviously I was keen for us to get a team there. So we got 2 Cage teams, plus we got, Mad Jam Photography and J-Race Media teams. So, I was always looking forward to this coming back to Stanlake especially. So it's a good way of bringing it back, 20 years on from the last one. And I believe generally it would be an awesome wrecking meeting, hopefully.
Yeah, it's very much in early stages at the minute, but we are looking to have awards, best material team, entertainers, etc., etc. Stanlake really be the best place for it. You can't set a car around there very well. It's a driver's track. I mean, like you say, if you can drive Stanlake, you can drive anywhere. The posts are lethal. So if you get followed in, there's going to be a mess. Jack and train, pile up. That's what we want. We want a good few races, and at the end of the night, everyone had a good smash up, a smile, shake hands. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's the best outlook to have, really, isn't it? That's the main thing. Well, then let's see. We'll just you pretty much covered all we're going to ask you, really. Any future ideas for Totally Trash? Just going to keep going keep going on the same path, which is a good one.
I can't really say too much, but we've got something coming in a few weeks. We're which will be along the lines of Trash Webzine. Hopefully, I've got my mind in having a team booked in for a few team meetings. Skeg, Icebreaker. I want to get my own set of drivers, like Blitz done. It was the man behind the magazine, and then he had drivers support him. Hopefully, I don't really know how much I want to say, but another few meeting ideas in 2022. Unlimited bangers, teams, 4 tracks in the country leading up to a team championship end of the year. That's all I'm going to say, but I'm going to get in contact with Trackstar very soon and Steamwood, hopefully, to see how far we can get this idea.
No, that's interesting. And, unlike a lot of other people, you said, I'm thinking about it. I might do this. I might do that. You haven't just blazed it in and said, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Because, unfortunately, we've seen, people who make bold predictions end up with a bit of egg on face. So, yeah. It's better just to say, I'm thinking about this. We're planning that. Because, obviously, a few people have learned the hard way when it comes to making grand ideas or big claims about stuff. So, obviously, that's a very fair point, Brett. So, whenever it does happen, we'll support you and wish you all the best. Yeah. Any quick banter you want to throw in for Weber Crash now? Or are you just going to leave now? You've kind of been pummeled a bit by Matt now, so just want to leave it.
I've been battered.
Yeah, Matt, you just need to retire.
Call it a draw.
Banter, yeah. What will be interesting is Mega Crash is that obviously, like you said, we've got A and a B team from Cage, but then obviously 2 other teams that are big parts of Cage, Mad Jam and J Race Media, but they've both pretty much sworn to not do us any favours. So we could end up with the situation where our own teams have taken each other out by the first race, and then I think that would be typical. I'm not going to lie, we've got some very good drivers. We've got Adam Bligden, Little Spikey 391. He's a proper good driver, wins a lot of Stanlake. And there's another Aaron Charles, number 7. He wins a lot of Stanlake as well. So we've got 2 Stanlake regulars on our team that could get some points. Of course, Ario is isn't it? Ario is the first winner of a Caged Open because he won the Caged Unders the first year in it. So be good.
So those two would be great contenders to get some points for us, and hopefully we can get a few go wrecking as well.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, I'm hoping. Hopefully. I mean, I imagine you'll be on the middle, Matt. And as we've heard, tonight,
hopefully.
And as we've heard tonight with your epic banter, I'm sure you'll be a great general there with your camera.
Yeah, I'll give it some.
So for those who read the whole post, you'll have probably known or haven't. The first race of the night will be a scribes race. So photographers, meeting reviewers, all out in one race, nudge and spin. We're hoping to get Paul Tower in one.
Let me guess. I can hear everyone calling my name now. Telling me to have another go.
Well, Matt, you have raced, Matt. That's the thing.
Matt,
I know.
You're going to go out there in a van, are you?
Yeah. Connect.
I'll be out there. Ben Aves and Kyle Bantic, both part of the Total Trash team. First time ever in a banger. Obviously, same with Toward. Now, Matt, I'm going to put up anyone out there that's listening. If you're racing on night, would you please lend your car to Matt? It's only a nudge and spin race. It's not that we want to smash you up. We just want to see you out there. It's gonna,
oh my god!
No, it will help if you get out there. We've got everyone out there as part of the Scribes race. It's nothing about.
I feel from a racing point of view, we'd be better off sending Brick, but he's in the main racing himself anyway, so isn't he? So.
It might even get me out if there's enough leg room, because I've proved before that the cat race micro bangers, 6'4" lad in the cat, broken ankle, not good. We'll see. That's part of that was part of the first ever Mega Crash at the time. All the scribes get out for a race, so Stu Kearsley has a hit off the meeting there. He managed to blow.
Yes,
maybe if somebody could lend me a helmet that's big enough for my big head. And fits my glasses in. Then.
No, just to clarify, Matt. Just to clarify, Brett, this isn't one of them little Tykes car push races, is it?
Crazy Coupe race.
I wish it was, because then I might have a chance of winning it.
Oh, so you pedaling yourself, or your mum and dad behind you pushing?
Oh, I think it'd have to be my dad. Well, I might end up in a post if it was my dad behind me, so rather not.
Well, you can make a hybrid car. You can put the engine of a chainsaw or something on it. You push start, off you go.
Hang on, if we're doing scooters, If we're doing a scribes race, doesn't that mean my dad's got to come back out as well and race Moldy Old Doe?
I have been thinking about it, but only if we can find an A60. If someone's got an A60, I will put him in it myself.
So does that mean the caged president for life, Mr. Keith Reynolds, has to come out as well?
Obviously. Well, 3 Litre you have booked in. We got a message from Jack Reynolds a few weeks ago saying, when is it? What is it? Book me in. He's booked his team straight in. So obviously I think his dad will be on that list.
Sorry, just the guys listening just to the guys listening to the podcast, at the moment Facebook Live is having problems, so hopefully that feed will be restored as soon as possible. But I don't know who I'm talking to because they can't hear us because the feed's gone down. But this will all be out on the podcast.
Do not adjust your set. You better listen back, won't you? But yeah, no, it's a good concept, and fair play, Brett, for organising it. Any final words then? Or?
Something I will say, I will give a little teaser out from that.
Okay.
My team. So we've got me, 786.
Yeah.
Number 70, Simon Needle.
Woo!
Oh.
Yeah. Another Northerner who seemed very fast around Birmingham. 118, Jason Anslow. The son of someone. Well, I think they've seen his car nearly everywhere. It was shared all over Facebook. The big yellow and blue Yank. His son's 48, Austin Burns. He's booked in. Welshman, 22, Dave Sullivan, who's recently been doing a fair bit for himself, travelling. The B team, Ben Aves, first time out in a banger, probably going to end up in the middle on a post. I might help him.
You're going to regret that now, Brett. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Of course.
Yeah, I know. 365 Kyle Bantic, sorry. Another one the first time out, hopefully going to get him a car sorted. 18, Liam Anslow, another young gun. His dad's also in the 18. And another recent one who seemed to have shot on the scene from his first back to basic at Aldershot. 350, Ryan Yeo. Now, I think he is going to be one of the stars of the team because from what I've seen, Mildenhall, Stanlake in the Civic, he's got very fast over the last few years.
He brings out some cool cars as well, from what I've seen at Aldershot a few times on a few occasions.
Yes. But that's who it is so far. We're still waiting on 3 more drives to get back to us. And
I'll tell you what, as we talk about this, I'm tempted to have one more go. It could be like my /retirement meeting, albeit I've only done 2 meetings before. But well, one doesn't count because I done half a lap in a van. And we won't talk about that one. That supposedly dream debut of mine.
Half a lap, you was past the pit gate, mate.
Third gear, no brakes. Wasn't my night.
That sounds like me in the A60, that does.
That sounds another entry from the Matt Josey book of racing driver excuses.
Just a quick. I'm just apologising to Facebook viewers. We are live again on Facebook Live. We had a bit of a problem. The Facebook Live streaming service went down briefly, and we had to restart the Facebook stream. The full podcast is still available on Spreaker, and we'll be posting it on YouTube soon as well.
On YouTube.
So sorry to everyone. So sorry for everyone that got cut off there.
Oh, sorry, Simon.
So sorry. But thanks for that, Brett. No, it's interesting. It will go good. It actually sounds like a good meeting for a change, unlike some of the stuff that we've heard before. So we're all behind it. Obviously, I think we've how many cage teams altogether if you include all of our beloved staff members?
6. If you
Six, isn't it?
6.
Well, you see, you're lucky there's no overseas faction because I could probably double that. They all love me, so they don't race from my team. So had to throw that in there.
You don't hear what they say in the drivers' Discord, Ed, when you're commentating.
Saying that, something that will get people interested, TC Race Photos, he's got 2 teams that I'm pretty sure are made up of the full Last Rights drivers team. So that would be pretty cool.
I think I saw as well Gary Madrick and Cecil tried to book him for Blitz as well, so I think they're going to be taking a team as well, which is good to see. One of the original teams there as well, so it's not just all the new modern social media stuff. It would be good to see Blitz out there as well.
That's
was going to say you might get a Northern Steam team in as well. I think back in the day it was a Team Stinkbridge race for Oval Chat, so obviously that's a trump card as far as they're concerned. So who knows? I mean, I think the only thing with Stanley is it's the size of the pits. It's the only limitation, really, isn't it?
We've been given 170 cars with the support formula, but 200 cars without support formula, so being all bang a day. I think we're currently 160 if all the. I think we're currently 170 if all the teams are full, but obviously, month and like coming up to the meeting, I will be on case of every driver, every captain saying I want. Pictures.
Yeah, I was about to say. Obviously, I run the booking lists for obviously the Caged Open, and we've been quite fortunate because obviously we've only had a drop off of about 10, 20 drivers on the day, which ain't bad at all, considering we've had over 100 cars booking for both years. So it is important to obviously chase up on the teams, make sure they are still coming, and I'm sure most of them will go to it because it is a classic meeting coming back, and a lot of people are supporting it.
That's it. Well, that's good. Yeah. No, sorry, guys. But it will be good when it does happen. As I was one of the few means it looks good on paper because it is good. You don't really need to big it up. I mean, with that much interest, it is going to work. But normally at this stage we discuss the fixtures, but we've already pretty much discussed the 3 meetings that are going to happen. They're going to be shown online as well. So obviously it's as Matt was saying earlier on about Speedway TV, this is not a sponsor's plug. It would be a good chance to give.
Matt, did you get a chance to mention that, Matt? I didn't hear it. Yeah, I'm sure.
What was that?
Speedway TV, better than other TVs. No, not me. This is only unbiased, but unbiased opinion. But no, we're saying maybe for those who are the few people who haven't heard of Speedway TV, this could be a good chance to give it a go. See what you think. And I mean, it's a monthly subscription as well. So if you don't like it after a month, if you don't like it, your name's not Matt Josey. You don't need to renew the subscription.
It's not a month. Sorry, just to cut over that. It's not a month. It's a week. So if you are going to use it for the
Bangor week,
it's a week. So if you are going to sign up, do it the week before the Aldershot meeting. If you want to see what it's like for the live meetings.
Well, that's good. And we're right in saying our own. I think one of the Cage crew will actually be commentating on that meeting, won't they? We're going to have. Dom, yeah.
Would Dom be commentating? I know he's around. I thought Graham's the main commentator. I don't know if Dom will be doing the interviews in the pits, maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the best pit interviewer going. He makes me look tame. So, what can we say, Dom? Go for it. But it looks like we've just come to the end of the podcast so far. Just any final words? But first of all, a massive thank you to Brett Gedney for coming on. Hope you enjoyed yourself, Brett. We'll see you again some stage.
No worries, my man. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Let's get Dippy on again now and have a 3-way banter match. We'll see who really wins.
maybe
I would hurry up for that.
Maybe before or after we do the online race, we could do a special with Dippy and you as well, Brett. That'd be good. And we'll get
you know how boxers have like a sort of they sort of stare in each other's faces and sort of have a go at each other. We could do that, but online.
Matt,
you could do like. Yeah. I was going to say, you could do like the Irish Traveller community do, or Gypsies as they're on, do the calling out videos on YouTube. They're the ones that are roaring into the camera and they get so wound up they lose themselves.
Yeah, Matt.
I'll just cry like a baby. So I'll tell you what, I'd nominate somebody else to take my spot and do the fighting talk for me. I was going to say,
Matt, the only way on earth I'm letting you do a boxer sort of stare down is if we get to do a Rocky style montage before getting you trained up for it. Because montage. Because if this is boxing, Brett left you out on the canvas on round 2 just so.
He didn't even let him out on the canvas. He knocked him over the top turnbuckle. Thank you, Brett. Sorry, Matt.
No worries.
That's okay.
Okay, well, I think we'll save all trash talk until a bit later. Obviously, Matt's wearing the captain's armband still, whether he likes it or not. Brett's wearing the captain's armband. So we need to get the 3 captains together for a big, massive communal headbutting match. We'll see who does the best. But, it should be a good meeting. It's already fully subscribed. I think we've reached a full complement of 23 cars. We also have reserves. Basically, the only rule for this meeting is it's unlimited with none of those micro bangers, aka the Miller Meteors allowed. Pretty much race whatever you want. So, we'll be announcing the teams a little bit closer to the time. But, it's the one unlimited meeting apart from Aldershot that we're all really looking forward to. But as we're finishing up this evening, thanks to Brett. Thank you very much for Matt Josey, who did very well as a panelist this evening, despite working hard at the front line. Matt, thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you, Ed.
I like that. No, thank you. That's great. And of course, the man in the background, the man making it all happen, James. I know you're overheating at the moment. Hopefully, pour a few gallons of water down your neck. But thanks for your inputs, and thanks to you for making it all happen.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's great to be back, even in this hot weather. I do think I've started to see mirages, like steam coming off me at the moment as well. But also, and also just to say as well, thanks to Cecil's Rental Rookie and UK Action Cars for their sponsorship. It helps with our costs at this time with not much else going on. It helps with our costs to be able to do the podcast and the online racing that we do. So again, big thanks to Steve and his team.
Yeah, and don't forget too, when we do manage to get Go Racing, again, make sure you look good. Go into Jacked Racewear and buy yourself a Caged hoodie or a Caged t-shirt. Get the look that everybody wants. But yes, this has been episode 49 of the Caged Full Throttle podcast. We'll have some
50th next one.
If 50th is the next one, and we're going back to basics on this one. We'll discuss it in the post meeting, as we say. But we could talk about this all night. But I've been Ed Fahey. Stay safe out there. Look after yourselves. Thanks for listening. Speak to you soon.